Sup, bro?
Sup, bro?
And welcome everybody to the show. This is Peliculas With The Bros. My name is Adrian.
My name is Ivan.
And Peliculas With The Bros is a show where me and my brother Ivan discuss a movie. Every week we discuss a movie. Ivan, what's the movie of the week?
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist.
Believer.
Did you read that from here?
Yes.
Nice. But before we get into that, like I said, this is a show, a YouTube show. We're also a podcast. So if you like YouTube, go to youtube.com. Look us up, Peliculas With The Bros. If you like podcasts, look us up, Peliculas With The Bros, and we should be there. Any podcast platform of your choosing, go there and you'll find us. And hit the subscribe button in both places. Leave a comment where you can. Let us know what you think about The Exorcist Believer. Ivan, before we get into the movie, what'd you think about final words on last week's movie, The Creator?
Entirely forgettable.
Jesus.
That was mean. I take it back.
Ivan, we had a deep session right now. Come on, be nice.
Beautiful movie.
But
a script rehaul was needed.
I'll give you that. Beautiful movie. Give him another movie. Give him a different screenwriter.
Yeah.
Gareth Edwards. That's my take. Now, Ivan, are you ready to exorcise some evil spirits? No, it's not. I actually don't know the theme song.
I know it, but I don't. It's pretty iconic.
It's there in my head right now, but I can't do it. Evil spirits. To let go of the evil that lies within you.
Mm-hmm.
Renounce the devil once and for all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The movie, Ivan, is...
The Exorcist Believer.
Yes. Weird name, first of all. Let's get that out of the way.
Which part?
The
Believer part?
The title. Just The Exorcist, Believer.
Yeah. Like, in retrospect, it's like I see it, but it wasn't even that big of a plot point. Like, it was
there, but they needed really to hammer on that.
Yeah,
thing.
like it didn't really matter if he believed or not.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true, I think. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And also, I'll talk about this later. The second film is called Deceiver. The Exorcist. Deceiver.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know until like yesterday that there's two other films after the first. I heard the second one was just bad, and then the third one considered the second one non-canon, so it acted as if nothing happened before, and that one was still bad.
Like, that didn't happen. Watch this. Damn. Canon. What's the meme? That's canon?
Oh, canon event.
Canon event. I don't know how to use it. I'm old. Ivan, the movie's written by David Gordon Green and Peter Sattler, and is directed by David Gordon Green. The premise of this movie. This is funny. I completely forgot this part. So I wrote the premise.
Yeah.
But I wrote it while I was walking.
Okay.
And in place of the names of the characters, I put Jack and Jane as like the father.
Jack and Jane.
So I'm going to do that now, and forgive me.
Yes.
I guess who cares about the cast, right?
Yeah, they're pretty forgettable. Like they were there. They read their script.
Except for, we'll talk about that. Okay. The premise. Jack and Jane are on a vacation to Haiti. When an earthquake happens, Jane, who is pregnant, gets severely injured. So much so that her baby only survives. 10 years later, Jack and Chloe, Jack's daughter, are living as normal a life that they can without Jane. Normal until Chloe and her friend try to communicate with El Diablo. More so with her deceased mother.
Yep.
And they accidentally conjure some evil spirits that need to be exorcised.
Right.
Ivan, the director of this movie is David Gordon Green. It's a director that he's part of our lore now.
Yeah.
We covered Halloween Ends, movie that I actually kind of liked. I don't think you liked.
No, I'll just say no.
No, I don't like it.
I don't want to complicate things with my opinion, so I'll say no.
We talked about him before, obviously. We talked about his movies that he made, just quickly highlighting some. Pineapple Express and Your Highness. And then and then he went into like horror. But he was known for his small dramas that were kind of decent, but then they never really hit.
He seems like he knows how to direct a movie. Like, and that's it.
That's literally what I have here. Not word for road, but I put I feel like he is just a guy who knows how to make a movie.
Yeah.
That's true, right? Like,
Yeah.
he knows how to make a movie. But the thing is, like, why do they give him the big bucks? I mean, this movie only cost $30 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
But why do they give him this? And like, what is?
What's the deal?
Yeah, what's the deal?
I think we should say if it's good or not before
Okay, say it.
it's good.
Oh God, I actually didn't want to hear that. Okay, let me talk about how the sausage was made. How this movie was made. In December of 22, David Gordon Green and Blumhouse, people that make a bunch of scary movies, they're tied to the new Exorcist movie. They greenlight a trilogy for some reason. And then Universal and Peacock decide to buy the rights to this trilogy for $400 million.
Jeez, that's unethical, like in so many ways.
And that's like we could start there. Like, people are saying our bad math. They're basically like making fun of this movie because they're like, you paid $400 million for this. But I think it's obviously like the long game and like,
I think there isn't a long game anymore.
Yeah, but that's that's another question. Like, okay, it's the long game, but is the long game even gonna work?
I think their structure is flawed now. Like, I think that's how they operated. Like, well, we buy the IP and then we get the rights and we have this and then we have titles and that's how it works.
Right.
But if in 2 years that structure doesn't exist, you just pooped out 400 million for one movie that isn't good.
Yeah. I'm sure there's clauses and all that, but yeah, it's crazy.
I doubt.
400 million.
I mean, hopefully they get their money back.
Can I get like 1 million?
That's what I was saying, like unethical. Like 400 million for so many lives could be saved.
Okay, let's move on. Danny McBride, he helped write the story for this. My one thing with Danny McBride is like he
stick to comedy.
Halloween and this movie, like he helped kind of like revitalize both.
Yeah.
What's his deal? Like, why is he going into like?
I think he's just a super fan. He's like, oh, I love Halloween.
You sound like you got him.
I love scary movies.
Oh man, yeah.
And that's all.
Oh, that's all.
That's it. That's his thought process.
And
I can,
plus he has a little bit of money.
Yeah, he can
and
afford
then
it.
Like, let's do this.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough. The original Exorcist. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was good.
Really?
It was really good, actually.
Wow. Kind of want to watch it now.
You should watch it. It's worth it.
I've watched like bits and pieces over the years, but I can't say it like I know front to back how it looks like.
There's moments where it's like I've seen this Family Guy, whatever parodies, but through that there's parts where I'm like, oh wow, this is still shocking. This is still something.
Yeah.
The biggest thing was that it like barely used music, which is weird because they have that iconic soundtrack.
Yep.
But it really only plays at the start and then at the end of the movie.
Okay.
But it makes it even creepier because like it's just silent and then it's very like tense because there's no music. I think scary music makes it less scary, even if it feels scary. Like it gives you permission to be scared when the scary music plays. But if there's no cue, you're like always tense.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I think that's what's like, they didn't do it really with this movie.
Uh-huh.
Like I think they kind of took points from that. But a lot of modern horror is like scary music's playing, or even like the absence of music. It's like no music, something's about to happen.
Yes.
But The Exorcist, the original, like they just did no music at all, really. So you really did not know when anything was going to happen. And I think it works better. It does work better.
Yeah.
It's worth watching.
Okay. That's a great point. Music and lack of music, especially in horror. Yeah, like part of the fun in scary movies is just be like, oh, it's about to or like,
I think at a point it was good, the music, but I think a fresh take would be no music. Maybe probably Hereditary does that.
Quiet
Place.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah,
That was good actually.
I never watched it, but
in theaters it was good because everyone was quiet, and then it just like, damn, something's about to happen, and it's so quiet. Yeah, the original Exorcist, it's part of culture, like heavily.
Mm-hmm.
It changed. I was reading like Wikipedia. It changed horror.
Mm-hmm.
Actors were embarrassed to be in horror movies before, and then after that, they're like, okay,
gimme.
yeah, it's like it legitimized it, and it's like one of the goats, like a true classic, not just horror, but like a classic film.
Yep.
And it made a lot of money. Like
nice.
Out of like a 20 million budget, it made like 300 or something.
Very nice.
Evan, what'd you think about Exorcist the Believer?
It's good.
Is it?
Technically.
Okay. Yes. Technically, it's good. It's an average film I have here.
Yeah.
What'd you think? Really think about it?
I was just comparing it to like the first one the whole time.
So you watched the first one like right before, day before?
I think it was the day before. It's pretty beat for beat the same.
Oh, okay.
Like even like the boxing, there's a boxing scene for like a split second.
Yes.
There's a boxing scene in that movie.
Oh, weird.
Like the basic plot is like a priest, their mother dies, and then they get called to do this exorcism. He's not strong enough. Get a stronger exorcist, and then eventually they get the spirit into the mother, the priest whose mother died.
Yes.
But right before that, the ghost kills the strong exorcist, and then the one that goes into the weaker priest, he jumps out the window to kill himself with the ghost.
Yeah, I remember that part. Yeah.
I knew that before, but I was like, wow, that's a good movie. Like it was so satisfying, even if it was sad.
Yeah.
But like it all worked
perfectly.
And then this movie was pretty much similar. Like somebody important dies at the start. A little time passes. This movie, a lot of time passes.
Yeah.
But then the daughter shows symptoms of something. But the first one, they had like a scene. I kind of wasn't paying attention hard enough. But there was a scene where they're in like Egypt or something.
Uh-huh.
And I guess in this one they're in Haiti.
Right.
And in Egypt, and they found like a relic or something. And the old strong priest, he was there like excavating too. He looked and he was like like scared or something. I kind of lost track, but there's a lot of,
it's like a little bit of lore.
Yeah. I was thinking like, is this homage callback, or is this like just straight ripping? Like what's the line at this point? Because if it's, I think like homages are just dead now. Like Avengers kind of killed it with how much we got.
Yeah.
So now it's no longer fresh. The fact that like, oh, this person showed up from this whatever. So
that's true.
Now we got to pivot back. Now we can't have any because Avengers ruined it.
It has to be straight up original content. Original actors, please.
Yes.
It's funny that you say Avengers because like while watching the film, as I was watching the film, I had like a tiny bit of anxiety, just like because I was going through anxiety, and it was scary, and I was like, I'm kind of like freaked out right now. But that's neither here nor there. I like the idea of like the religious Avengers.
Oh, that's when it got kind of silly. And I liked it, but I was like, if Avengers didn't exist, this would be a little cooler.
Yeah.
But it just like, especially when that priest came in at the end, it's like, you came. Like, yes.
But then they murked him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I kind of saw the inklings like happening before, like they legitimately said like, we need all the people. We need this priest. We need that witch doctor. We need this.
I wish they got like there's a Buddhist monk.
Yeah.
A Hindu.
Yes.
Holy man or whatever, and just have all of them all in a circle. They're like all doing their whatever thing. I was half expecting like a beam of light to just like fly through all of them. Like they do like some incantation and just like.
Yeah.
And just cleanse them at the same time.
Yep.
I would like that. Just really go into it.
Yeah. So like that idea was like in my head and it was making me like smile. I was just like, It's cool. I like what they're doing here. Um, the crux of the story is very sentimental. Um, like the mother dying, him raising the child, and then other stuff. But I feel like they didn't match that tone throughout because it did get corny. You know, like whether it was like some actors feeling kind of corny or whether like the dad who was just like ignoring his child who is obviously possessed and something's wrong with her, or the religious Avengers aspect of it. Like they could have, I guess you don't have to choose one, but either be sentimental and really stick the landing or be corny.
I think they're like, I felt like like they're operating from a formula. Like, well, we got to hook them with them caring about this person.
Yeah.
So they put something really sad at the start, which is pretty like a universal sad thing.
Yep.
And then from there, it's like, oh, we got him. Now we could do what we want.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of what's killing things. Like, people are starting to think formulas will answer all of it, but I think they do to a point. But then they get stale because people see them all the time.
Yep.
And it gets bad, and they need to do something new.
Avengers. Yeah, or like even if you have a formula, everything on the outside has to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's true for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Everything on the outside being like, whether it's visual effects or the actors or whatever, they have to really execute. Spoke last week about like watching father-daughter movies and like how it can hit me. This movie didn't hit me at all like that.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I was like, man, they're doing this in the beginning. This is gonna hit me, and then as it goes on, I'm like,
it's alright.
It wasn't believable.
Yeah.
Stabbing the old lady in the eyes was a big choice.
That was comical.
I was like, wait, what?
It was not even like. I was trying to think of the first movie. Like, is this a callback or something? Like, but no, just both eyes for no reason.
Yeah.
It didn't like. Why? Like, she shouldn't even have went up there without protection.
Right. Yeah. No. I was like, why are they?
Bring a gun at least.
Yeah, I was thinking the old lady. Sure, she has like and then she's like, they know I'm here. I'm like, why are they so scared of you? You're a little old lady with a little. She
even said she's not an exorcist, so really,
I know
she has no reason to be there. She actually did nothing besides say like
get her eyes cut out.
The one thing she contributed was like, she said like, in all religions, they all have rituals for exorcism. And that's how they got that.
She set up the whole thing.
But even at the end, they just needed that one lady.
Right.
They didn't really need other ones.
Yeah. Now everyone was contributing 100%.
There's some loafers around there. Some lazy, lackadaisical types.
And then back to the old lady. And sorry, old lady. And I'm sure like...
Esteemed actor for sure.
Yes, esteemed actor, probably one of the greatest actors. I'm just gonna say you're the greatest actor of all time, but I'm gonna call you old lady on Peliculas With The Bros.
The nurse or the Haitian?
No, the
Haitian.
Lady? No, the
the callback character.
And saying callback, like they did this in Halloween too. So like following that template of like let's bring back that one pivotal character, and let's make them like kind of a focal point.
Yeah.
But the only difference was Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween was a bigger focal point than this lady was.
Yeah.
Visually, it wasn't that interesting.
No. And I think we're just... I was just thinking about like CGI. Like it's at a point where like I've seen it all CGI-wise. Like when his neck got twisted, I was like, ooh. But I'm like, well, CGI... Like it's not, I know it didn't happen. So like I'm kind of, what's the word when you've seen it and it doesn't affect you? Yes. Desensitized to that just because I know so deeply it's CGI now. I think now like we should go back to practical in some way.
Yeah. Unless they can up CGI somehow, but.
It already looks like with Avatar, like that proves we're pretty much there.
Yeah.
Like, the limit is imagination and time. I think just stronger computers are going to make time even less of a factor.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, just imagination is going to be the only limit.
And AI helping push us.
Eventually, just get AI to do it all, and we'll have the best stuff ever.
Let's just sit back, relax. The one scene, I should say, I said it wasn't visually interesting. There's one brief scene that I was like, I like where this is going, but they never really pushed it.
Mm-hmm.
Was when the dad was taking photos of a family.
Oh, yeah.
And there was no horror music. It was just like cut well enough to make you feel horror.
Yeah.
But they never revisited that kind of cutting style or that kind of insidious something slarking or horror. What you think about the two little girls? Scary?
Not
Weird?
as scary as not as scary as Exorcist Girl. That movie was, I would say, more what's the word, obscene, I guess, than this one.
Yeah.
And it's older.
Yep.
If that beats you, then you lost.
Yeah. I agree. Unless find the way to make it better but less obscene, and that's obviously hard, but you didn't do it.
Yeah. I don't know. That movie was pretty wow, they really said this back then. But I know it was controversial at the time too.
Yep.
But
that's probably why one of the reasons why it was so big too.
Yeah, the first of its kind. But if 40, 50 years later you can't even match it or say something new about it, then don't do it.
Yep. Ultimately, this movie was too down the middle.
Yes.
It was just
didn't want to
take risks.
Yeah.
But the movie was made for $30 million, which is interesting because I think it already made that money back. But I don't know how that works with what we said earlier about its $400 million.
I feel like I was thinking they're kind of like roaches, these types of movies. They're made with super simple building blocks and then make good money.
Yep.
Old IP, old established IP, remake it with modern graphics, modern retelling, change the races a bit so it's a little more modern.
Mix up the chessboard a little bit.
Yes, and then we make 30 million back. So we make money instead of art. Unless they're doing this to fund something even better, but
like the third Exorcist movie. That's going to be amazing.
Yes.
But that's
if they're doing this to pay the bills and fund the real Blumhouse horror films that are groundbreaking, then I'll give them a pass.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never heard of them doing anything like that.
And it's never happened. There's never been there's not a track record of that at all.
Yes.
In almost any kind of medium.
No. Not yet.
Called the Frasias. Ivan, let's rate this movie. Out
I
of 5.
Give it 3.5.
Me too.
That's respectful.
It is.
That is for
the honeys out there.
No.
Oh.
Well, sure. The CGI artists and the set designers.
Oh, you're doing that thing.
I have to pay respect to the people who had no control over.
And who just made $20 an hour.
Yes. This is for you. 3.5, that's what you got. If I don't include them, 1.
Damn.
Yep.
3.5 as well for me. Evan, next week's movie is TBD. There isn't any. Well, there's the Taylor Swift.
We should do that. I swear.
Okay.
Because that's clickbaity. That's algorithm writing, and it's something we've never done. That's Elvis core.
Elvis adjacent.
Yes.
Okay. Next week's movie is Taylor Swift's Eras Tour movie.
It'll be interesting.
The crowd's gonna be kind of insane, huh?
Yeah.
That got me excited.
That's a big thing too. I wanted to see how a crowd works with that, because Barbie and Bottoms, they both had good crowds, and that's the two movies that are kind of out of our realm technically.
Yeah.
even though like I wanted to see both of them.
Yep.
But maybe this is like, I wonder if like the energy, like I'll feel it. I'm like,
That'd be kind of
I get it. I get it.
Like I need to start listening to Taylor Swift. I need to go to
Yeah.
concerts.
Yeah.
Swiftie. I'll be a Swiftie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They said something like she boosted the economy by like $5 billion or something.
Just from touring?
Yeah.
That's power. That's true power. Honestly.
Oh man. And then I heard something, I don't know where I heard it from, just from passing. Like the only person that can beat Trump in the election is if Swift enters.
She would win. She would win too. And it'd probably be for the better, which is insane.
Oh man. All right. Ivan, it's time for a section called
Things and Such.
The Drake album dropped. Oh my. Did you listen to it?
Yeah.
Okay. The whole thing?
Yeah.
That's better than me.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't listen to the whole thing. I had things going on.
Wasn't feeling it?
Wasn't feeling. Actually, the parts I listened to was like, it's good.
Yeah, yeah. It's serviceable Drake.
Yeah.
But
And it's what you've kind of expected now, in a way.
I'm glad he's taking a break from music. He needs it.
He said that he has stomach issues. That's why
tummy ache.
Yeah, he's like,
Little tum hurts.
I have stomach issues, so I have to take a break. The
weird.
thing that's crazy to me is like, he got super defensive
About the album.
Yeah, because like Joe Budden's like, this music isn't for me.
Okay.
Not saying it was bad. He's just like, it's for like the young people.
Yeah.
Like stop making. And then he's like, stop dating 25-year-olds. That's what Joe Budden said. And then Drake's like, don't be in my business. But in the album, he's like, I'm dating 25-year-olds.
He needs to grow up, like right now. Right now.
Right now, Drake.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. He's just like
He's in a bubble.
It's weird because I can tell he wants to do like growth, like that's, and he knows like that's how he can get better, but it's always like surface level.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know how to. I think he just too many people pleasers in his life.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know how to access that. Maybe he's stuck in prison in his own realm. I don't know. If I could talk to him, I'll fix this.
Yeah.
I'll get the good Drake album out of him. Bit by bit, if I have
Produced by
Rick Rubin.
Damn. You said it here first. Moving on. Chris Rock, just a passing note, he's going to make a Martin Luther King movie.
Is he starring as him?
I do not think so.
Okay. Because Chris Rock is like 50.
And he's also a comedian. And it's his first movie that he's ever directed.
Oh. I'll watch it out of pure interest.
Okay.
As I always watch movies.
I'll delete this because this doesn't matter. Ivan, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Is out?
It's after Swiftie.
Oh, okay.
Next week.
Ooh, it's like another Barbie Oppenheimer situation.
Can I just tell you one thing right now? 3.5 hours long.
Really? Really?
Let that sink in. It's basically
obscene.
You're gonna be in the theaters for 4 hours at least.
That's too much. Like, this better be worth it. And I feel like it's just another Oppenheimer. We're like, yeah, it was good, but where's the explosions? Where's the nukes?
Yeah.
Miniseries.
3.5 hours long. It's insane. Like that. I would watch 3.5 at home.
Yeah.
Like bit by bit.
Yeah.
Back to your Drake reference. But
I mean, we have AMC Pass, so we can watch half.
That's true.
Walk out half another day. That might be a move.
Yeah. Yeah, cause dude, like I need to bring food.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's like you need a pee break for like.
That's what they were saying to like. Introduce intermission again, then, like be reasonable to your elderly guests.
Yeah.
At least. And moving right along. This is gonna be a short podcast.
Okay.
You're fine with that, right?
Yeah.
Michael Mann.
Heat 2.
So we're gonna get Ferrari coming out in Christmas, but we got an early Christmas. We got an early Christmas present because Michael Mann announces Heat.
2. I didn't know he made a novel of it first.
Yeah.
I was looking into it. I'm like, oh, there's a whole Heat 2 book, and it's called Heat 2, and there's no Heat 1 book.
I know, that is weird, huh?
Yeah.
Just pick up right where it left. Oh, God. There's no leaving off.
It's probably going to be good. Like, I feel like he made the book. The book was received well, and he's making a movie about it.
And most likely the driver is going to be in it.
Yes. Like, it has to be good.
Michael Mann. What a man.
Graham cracker of a man.
We forget some of the sayings. Good thing you brought that back.
Graham cracker.
Because I know there was like something before that. Oh, it's Jesus Christ on a cracker. Christ on a cracker, Trudy. Ivan, what else? TV
You
related?
see that Iron Claw trailer with Zac Efron wrestling? Looks interesting.
Looks interesting. Yeah, that's a crazy story from what I heard. Just like the story itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, movie should be good. Plus, the actors are good.
I think I always like those movies where it's like an actor, he kind of is slightly out of his realm traditionally, but really went into the part. Like Elvis and Austin. Like I think that's my part of my bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
That's my mac and cheese over
Your
here.
niche.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
I want some mac and cheese right now.
You could have it.
Okay.
You could.
Actually, can we have mac and cheese? I need to just make it.
Come on. Treat yourself.
What else? What else have you watched?
I watched. What did I watch? I don't know. I feel I watched some things, but
Movies.
still watching Adventure Time.
Yep.
Graham cracker of a show.
I
Still a
watched
10 out of 10. You know, let me talk about it.
Go.
It's in cartoons should do this. It's a show that evolves, like the characters grow, and it made me realize like there's no real like kids cartoon shows where they allow the characters to grow. Like SpongeBob, he never changed.
Poor Spongy.
Whatever other show you can think of that's cartoon, even like
Never.
Futurama, Rick and Morty, I don't think they really changed.
Simpsons.
They never changed, and now they're seen as kind of stale. Adventure Time, like 10 seasons, and I think like the last 5 seasons, they're all like 50 episodes each, 10 like 12-minute episodes, but still, and they're never bad. But the way they do it, they like bounce between moving forward, like story moving forward, but like you don't even have to know the story, you just have to know, like they introduce things well, and then they still put like filler episodes that are just fun, like that have nothing to do with story or anything.
Right.
And that's why it's like 50 episodes, like half of it's just filler, but the filler is like the best part.
Right. It's the goofy stuff.
Yeah, but they kept that character growth still. So season 10 is like 50 episodes. So if you watch like a filler episode from here, one from here, it's like 2 different characters, but they still have that same like spine of like the core of the character in both sides. Just one's like 10 years old, 16 years old. And it's good. Like you can grow with the show, which is insane. And it's timeless because it's not attached to anything.
I know it's impossible, but like better than Mad Men?
It's up there. I don't think it's because no, I can't. Don't make me do that. Actually, boundary right here.
Yeah, because like it's almost a completely different thing.
Yeah,
right?
I think they're the best at what they're doing.
Yeah,
for sure. Better, I can't.
It's like when you try to compare in basketball, comparing different eras. Like it's so hard to like say how good a player from the 60s was, because like, of course, if you put him in today's game, he would be shitty. But back then, he was amazing.
Yep.
Wow, we're really breaking through barriers here today, Evan.
Yes, sir.
That reminds me of Post Malone, because like when he talks to people, he's like, "Yes, sir." Kind of annoys me.
My bad.
Anything else for the beautiful people out there?
Saying it here now. I'm gonna start reading manga.
Ooh.
That's what I'm gonna do. Figured out how to carve the time for it. It's gonna happen. First step: find the manga. I'm not gonna read One Piece because I'm not. No, I want to read something like a white whale, sort of like Moby Dick, like something huge, but like
Piece?
finished.
Oh,
Finished.
Akira.
Oh, I should read that.
You could borrow the first one or second one.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I started reading Blue Lock, and that was I liked it because like it felt just like fun, and at the same time I saw like it was a unique story or something I haven't heard at least, and a different way to interpret soccer. You know,
Right.
like a different way of thinking that I didn't really think about before. So it was good. Next week you're gonna have one already picked out.
Yes.
Okay. Internet, like scroll through read or
I'm gonna
book?
on my iPad, just like. Phew. Ideally, I would have the book, but I don't want to have like volumes. Like, all right, toss that. Let me get volume 78 up.
Think. You mean like Beauty and the Beast when she has her library?
Oh
she
yeah.
has, like, that.
One Piece.
One Piece 757.
My favorite. No.
Okay. Cool. What else? All the noises.
That's it.
All right, people. So next week, tune in for an extravaganza of a show where we do Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour. This will break us, Ivan. This.
What if I cry in the theater? I'm like, I get it, Taylor.
Like that Elvis cry of like,
yeah. My bare skin, not even the shirt. Get my ribs. Take my heart, Taylor.
you, Taylor. Yeah, could happen. Wouldn't doubt
Could
it.
be.
Until then, peace out.
Goodbye.